What's up guys, Jiven here with another video. In this video I'm just going to be giving you a bunch of tips to prepare for when the points are going to reset, how you can get points the fastest when they do reset, and how to just get ready in general. Before we hop into the video, it would mean the world if you use code JivenTV. I say it all the time, but it really helps me out so much, so thank you to everyone using my code. Without further ado, let's hop into this video. First off, we're going to talk about how to prepare for when the points do actually reset. One important thing that I'm going to be doing before the points reset is just for like 6 hours one day, practice 1v1ing people with the pump. I'm sure a lot of you have been struggling with this too, but ever since the pump came back out, it just feels like a whole entire foreign gun that I've never used before, just because it's been so long. I was one of those people that never actually 1v1'd in creative with the pump ever since it got taken out of the game. I wanted to stay up to speed with all the new guns, so I only was using like levers, tacks, yada yada. So that's one thing I'm going to be doing, is just 1v1ing a ton of people in creative, just so I can get the timing down with the pump and get the playstyle back. When it comes to the new guns, one of the biggest things that I'm struggling with, but I need to keep practicing, is just trying to figure out the audio cues for each of the new guns. For example, if you hear the audio cue of the new primal shotgun, you know you need to keep your distance, because if you get in a 50-50 with that thing, you're in a pickle. So one of the things that's going to help a lot of people gain arena points is just being able to identify what gun the opponent is using. For example, I think at the start of the fight, first priority should be just figure out what gun they're using, along with getting a health advantage. But if you see that they're having a primal shotgun, even if you have a little health advantage, it's probably not a good idea to take a 50-50. That's one thing I've been struggling with big time this season, is avoiding 50-50s, because beforehand, main goal in fights was just take peek shots, keep your distance, but now that the primal shotgun's in the game, people love jumping in your box with that thing. So it's even harder to avoid 50-50s nowadays. Long story short, if you hear they have the primal shotgun, you know they're going to be trying to get in your box. So hearing that audio cue ahead of time can help you get an advantage in the fight, because you know you cannot let them in your box. And if you manage to keep them out of your box and just take peek shots on them, you'll probably win. Another way to prepare for when the points actually reset is try to get comfortable with the new spots on the map. Even if you're not planning to land there, sometimes the zone pulls there, and you need to know that these new spots on the map are kinda weird, kinda like the Coliseum was. There's lots of random buildings that you can't even build in, so it makes fighting there really awkward sometimes. So something I've been doing to prepare is just landing at the new spots and building some comfort and knowing which buildings you can't build in. Also knowing where all the resources are, scraps, bones, all that stuff in the new spots is important. I'm not personally sure if I'm going to land at the new spots yet for when the points reset, but I'm building comfort there just so that I am ready if I ever do end up there. Some people were asking me, should you be practicing arena before the arena points reset? And I think the obvious answer is yes, because you got to build comfort with the new spots on the map, the new weapon meta, and the players you fight in arena are going to be a lot more challenging than the players you fight in pubs. So I've been grinding arena a lot just to build comfort for when points do reset, and just to try to get ahead of the new meta. Last thing to prepare for when arena points do reset, then I'll hop into some strategies to gain points fast for when they actually do reset. Anyways, last thing is, while we have these few days to prepare, you should be trying to VOD review and learn the meta through your mistakes, and watch pro players play. I watched Clix play a little bit with the new shotgun, and the way he used it was absurd. Like, he got 21 kills in the one game that I watched. Sometimes just trying to learn from pros play with the new guns can help you get ahead of meta too, and then watch back your gameplay and see what you did differently than the pros. Comparing your gameplay with the pro players can help you weed out your mistakes and improve your gameplay overall. Something I found that I've been struggling with the new meta is just my aim has been all over the place for no reason. Like, my aim last season was really good, but this new season my aim's been off. And I think it's because I'm just not playing confident, but you gotta understand, like, the core mechanics of the game, aiming, building, editing, it's all the same. It's just new guns. And so once I build my comfort with the new guns and everything, I feel like I'll be playing a lot better and I'll be back on my game. It's stuff like that. I watched Clix play, and the stuff that was different was he was playing a lot more confident with the new guns. He wasn't messing up his edits, he wasn't missing his shots, but I noticed when I watched my gameplay back, I was missing so many more edits than usual, playing more scared, all because I'm not comfortable with the new guns. And then right after watching Clix play, I hopped in and I got a dub. Like, it was my first dub in a minute. Sometimes we just get in our head and think that so much has changed, the meta is all different, but just watching somebody else play really, really good with the new meta can help you get ahead. Anyways, now let's talk about how you can get points the fastest when points actually reset. I'm sure a lot of you, this isn't your first season grinding Arena, but if it is, something you should know is that Arena is a lot more competitive as soon as points reset. So like Division 4 lobbies and 5 lobbies are going to be sweaty as heck because all the pro players' points were reset too. And so if you get to Division 5 really fast, you're going to be going up against all the pros, which is what makes the start of the season really fun, but it also makes it really challenging. A good way to go into this early season is play it like a cash cup. I know a lot of my Arena grinding friends that try to get the most points possible by the end of the season. At the start of the season, they land safe, they play it basically like they're in a tournament, because these games do end up being more stacked. When you're in Open League, people will be W-keying a lot, but once you get to Contenders, you'll notice that the queue times are really long, and this leads to the end games being really stacked because people don't want to waste games because then they'll have another 5 to 10 minute queue time, or even longer. This is the absolute best time to practice, so don't get discouraged, just keep grinding. If you need a break, yeah, take a break, but other than that, take this time to learn from your mistakes and to practice for cash cups and tournaments. One thing I'm going to be doing to gain Arena points the fastest is I'm going to be playing with my cracked friend PB in duos to start it out, but then when the queue times get really long, I'm going to switch to solos or trios. The reason I'm probably going to switch is because solos is usually the most active game mode at the start of the season, so the queue time should be a little bit shorter. Also, solos has the most points per kill and you get placement the fastest, and so that makes it one of the easiest ways to gain points faster. At the start of every season, usually I just grind solos for the first few days just because that's the main place to get in games. So my advice for you, if you're playing solos in this early season, you're in Contenders, land somewhere that you're super comfortable with. Build a comfort spot early. Build it now before the points reset so that you can go there without hesitation. You know the drop spot. You're confident that you'll win it every time because you're going to be fighting good players there. Take fights that you need to take. If you need loot for endgame and you don't think you're going to survive if you don't get a refresh, take a fight. Other than that, focus on positioning, treat it like a cash cup. The biggest thing to survive early game is just play it slow. Play your angles. Don't hop into a fight, rush in without knowing what's going on first. Early game is a lot about patience. If there's 2 people at your place, wait for them to fight and then hop in. Or if you're like fighting in a building, don't rush in. You got to be patient. Wait for them to make a dumb move. If you don't have any materials to make a push forward, don't panic. Just be patient. Farm what's around you. Take your time. That's the biggest thing with early game fights. A lot of people struggle because they panic when they run out of mats, or they jump in too fast and they're just not being patient. Especially with the new guns in the game, like the makeshift guns, you want to be patient. The only time you would want to jump in is say you have a primal shotgun because that thing's deadly up close. If you get the primal in early game, just pressure. Once you get to the contender divisions, W-keying is going to be a little bit tough, and it's probably going to be really frustrating because if you fight, you're going to be fighting really, really good players, like almost pro players most of the time. And because the queue times are so long, it's just not ideal to W-key, and all of my friends think so. You want to play for the win, so pick up your kills in early game and then pick up your kills in late game. Try to secure those placement points and secure the dub. If you need a break, maybe even just take some time to VOD review or just get some fresh air. Whatever you need, but this is the best time to learn, so don't get frustrated, stay positive. That's the biggest thing. Hopefully this video helps you get on the right track and ready for when arena points reset. This is the most fun time of the season, just grinding these arena points, playing against all the great players. So try to stay as positive as possible. If this video helped you out, be sure to like and subscribe if you're new. Use code JIVENTV in the item shop. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.